Uric Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways, but it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Uric Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to our call. It is a very important call because we do our very best to get out to the millions out there that have still not heard about us. And the best way to do that is to give them some good examples of how this could possibly help them. Now, it's been helping people since 1943. So there's, I guess, hundreds of thousands of people maybe that have had their lives saved or are feeling a lot better. But it's never enough. There's still 7 billion people in the world that haven't heard about JC Tonic. So we need you all to jump on the mission and pay it forward and tell somebody. You know, if you tell people who tell two people who tell two people, in a week you have 8,000 people, you know. So it really can go fast. And these stories, such as the guest we have tonight, is another example of just how important it is to pass the message along, pay it forward, as we call it here, because many people suffer from just about all of, well, not just about, from all of the success stories we presented. And they're all important. And when somebody hears something that has affected them and they hear it on a call like tonight, that motivates them to give it a try, and that's what we want to do, okay? So tonight we have, again, my pal Betty, who has been working with Sandra, our guest, and found out a bunch of stuff about her and her health issues and got her drinking the JC. And, well, I'll let them tell the story. So, Betty, you are on stage.
Thank you again, Anthony. I'm back again. So Sandra is our special guest tonight, and she's been enjoying the tonic since 2013, so she's a long-timer. Actually, it was Willie Collins who introduced Sandra to the JC Tonic. I'm sure she's very thankful that he did. She's here tonight to not only share her own personal story, but the story of a loved one. I believe that 3 of the most terrifying words a person can hear are, "You have cancer." Unfortunately, over the years, I have stood alongside many of my family members that heard those words, and any serious health challenge will challenge our lives forever, whether it be you personally who must try and battle through it, or the lives of someone you love. So those of us who are on the JC Tonic know how very special it is, and over my 30 years of sharing the tonic, I've seen miracles personally. I truly believe this is a gift from God, and many people have confided in me to say the same thing. So to be able to offer the tonic to someone who is suffering is a true blessing, I feel. And to give hope to someone who feels all is lost is one of the most compassionate acts that we can do as human beings. Not everybody will accept our help, and that is their choice, of course, and that can be very heartbreaking. But at the end of the day, we can be thankful for all those who we did help, and that includes people as well as animals. So I wanted to share these words with you this evening because of the story that Sandra will tell us tonight. And personally, as I was mentioning to Sandra, I'm very thankful that she's doing this because we do have people in our lives who are suffering. And I think her story is really going to impact many, many people tonight. So, Sandra, thank you so much for having the courage to come on the call. I really appreciate it. I know it can be a little nervous, but we kind of do our best and, just tell people our stories, basically. So maybe if you want to start, tell us a little bit about the tonic that you've enjoyed for all these years and what it's doing for you in your life right now.
Well, really, I want to get to the headliner.
Okay.
and that's my sister, who I love very dearly. 7 years ago, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. She held that secret for a long time and would not let anyone know, and she wouldn't act on the diagnosis. Well, when she finally decided to do that, she went in the hospital and she had surgery to remove the cancer. surprisingly and prayerfully, when the surgery was over, the doctors announced her cancer-free, and it was sort of a miracle, a miracle. But because she had had the surgery and had that cancer, she was designated to meet with the doctors every 2 years, every year, 2 times a year, because they wanted to follow up on her.
Right.
So twice a year, our family went into, I don't know what to call it, chaos.
Yeah. Just being terrified of coming next.
Yeah. We had to deal with her emotions and our emotions, and were we doing enough, and were we doing too much, and even down to, well, why don't you, who's driving me to, the hospital? And in that 7-year period, sometimes she wouldn't even let us know what was going on, because every time her medical came up, she went into a depression. But thankfully, I'm talking 7 years ago, they always sent her home with a clean bill of health. Well, this year, it wasn't a clean bill of health. They said that they found cancer, and they wanted to check her out, and, they were giving her the options, a biopsy of this, all of this kind of stuff. And she wasn't sure, what to do. Well, in the meantime, JC Tonic, the company of JC Tonic was running a special, a 6-bottle special. So I thought, well, okay. Number one, I don't know if she's going to take it, even though I've told her wonderful things about me. She's just stubborn that way.
Okay.
But I had 6 bottles. I kept 4, and I sent 2 to her. And I had to pull, like, the big sister card. Those of you who have younger siblings, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I pulled the big sister card, and she started taking it. She took it for 30 days straight, and all of a sudden she got very ill and congested in her chest. To the point where they took her to the emergency room and looked at her, sent her back home. But there was this congestion. Then she continued to take the tonic, and her next appointment, when they checked her out, that thingy, or that cancer, well, it was gone, and we partied.
It was completely gone?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
well, hold it. It wasn't completely gone, but it had shrunk down so much that after they took that look, they decided not to bother it. It wasn't a decision that she made. The doctors decided, we're not bothering it.
Okay, so
because it had. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so this is just from a month ago. She started taking the tonic when we had the first special, I guess, and
yeah.
And she went back, and it was the lung cancer that had come back, correct?
No, she went back a couple of months ago, and the cancer was there, and they had scheduled her for the test, for tests and everything.
Right.
But between the time that they told her she was back, she started taking tonic.
Okay.
And then she got really sick in her chest, and they did the look and everything. And then she was scheduled to actually go into the doctor. And when they ran the test and everything, they just sent her back home and said that whatever that was, it wasn't there anymore, and to come back in 3 more months.
So, Sandra, just to clarify it for our listeners, she was cancer-free, and then all of a sudden they said she has cancer back, you say, in the lung area, the same place?
Yeah.
And so they then did a biopsy and said, come back and we'll have to do something, and then she started the tonic?
They didn't do a biopsy.
Oh, they did not?
They were going to schedule her for one.
Okay.
But when she, in our opinion, she had started taking the tonic. And
she only drank 2 bottles in that period?
Yeah.
She drank 2 bottles in that period, and then they said it's no longer there.
Yeah. Yes,
but in the meantime, after she drank 1 bottle, she had this pain in her chest, and she went to the emergency.
Yeah.
Did they determine what was wrong with the chest at that time?
No, they just said that she had she was really, really congested, that she had a bad cold or something like that. It wasn't.
Maybe she had a bad case of cancer coming out and leaving her body.
Yeah. Yes, because I know my sister. She's, a very strong-willed person. And, I mean, it had to be really, really something uncomfortable for
For
her
her
to
to
even,
go to emergency.
yeah, oh, yeah, she never does that.
So how old is your sister?
Oh, my sister is 56 years old.
Yeah, that's important too. People have to know at 56 people get cancer, you can beat it, basically.
Yeah.
But I think that the message here for everybody listening is that if you ever have cancer and you become cancer-free, whether it's from surgery or from any other reason, you better start drinking the JC to keep you well for the duration, because cancer, like everything, I mean, our bodies are breaking down and it'll come back, and I think we all have cancer cells in us that may take hold if our body's weak enough, and I guess her body just got older and a little weaker, and it took control again. But boy, oh boy, what a story. 2 bottles.
So Sandra, the doctors must have been quite amazed that the tumor is shrinking at this point.
Yeah.
You had told me that they don't want to see your sister now, for several months, that they're quite...
Several months, I think she told me 3 or 4 months from now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Is it still there, or it's shrunk, or it's gone? I think you said it was gone.
Shrunk close to gone. Not an issue. Not the issue it was when they found it and they were, almost already scheduling her surgery,
Yeah. And of course, as usual, we have to tell everybody, folks, this JC Tonic did not go in Sandra's sister body and cure the cancer. That's not what happened. That's not how this works. This works by changing the body's chemistry, by allowing the body to regenerate, by allowing it to get strength, by allowing it to get healthier so that it does battle with the bad guys, whatever it may be, a cut in your finger, a cancer, whatever, skin rash. These are all signs that the body is weakened to the point that it can't protect itself completely. So the JC is like Captain Marvel. It just dashes in there and starts to rearrange the body and help it get stronger again. And when it does get stronger and back to its old self, it goes and does a battle. And actually, that's what's happened to you since you're born until you're 40 or 50 or 60 when you go to the doctor for something. Your body has been looking after you because it was able to, and now it's not. So anybody with any kind of a health issue listening to this call, it's not just about cancer. It's about keeping your body well maintained, keeping it healthy so that it can do its job. And its job is one job only. It's to keep you in good repair, to prevent you from having any trouble. That's what the body's supposed to do. And it's supposed to do it for at least 100 years. In some countries, 120 years, maybe more. We don't even know. So if you take the JC, you will go a long way to helping yourself maintain the good health you have, or get well and then continue so that you continuously get better and better. I threw that in there, Sandra, because this is a great example to use for that analogy to show people it's not a cure for cancer. What it is, it's a regenerator so the body can get rid of its problems, whatever they may be, including cancer.
I guess you had tried for 7 years to get your sister on the product, and
really not that long, but I've tried to get her on everything, and for some reason, I guess her intuition told her, the JC Tonic is what she needed to do. And
and it was a blessing that, they had that special on and it's still running actually for anybody who wants to do it. But, you had the right idea. Like, you got 2 free bottles and you took a chance and you got it off to her. And if only more people who are going to be receiving this special in the next couple of weeks, if they too would take 1 or 2 of their free bottles and get it out to someone.
Pay it forward.
Challenges. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it's all about, and you help these people and you give them hope again.
She is a total happy camper.
I guess she is. Holy smokes. We got to get her on the call. How about that?
Now, let's hear some of your results, Sandra, because you've been on the product for a number of years now. So let's hear what it's done for you.
Well, I'm 63 years old. Mm-hmm. I could pass for, a hard 38.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
A hard 38. Holy cow, I better get going here. I only passed for a hard 20 years younger. You're knocked off 30 years off of you. Holy smoke.
Yeah, it's awesome. Sometimes I look at my phone and I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. As you think, as you grow older, things change. But
yeah, you're going backwards.
Yeah, time kind of stood still for me, really.
And that's it. You've been drinking it for a bunch of years, and it's kept your body more youthful. And that's exactly, as a matter of fact, we write it on the bottle. It is a youth solution. It'll keep your body more supple, the skin smoother, the wrinkles lessen, the nails are better, the eyes are more sparkly. Everything that tells you you're more youthful. That is really remarkable, and that's a good story to tell people, too.
We're a bunch of beautiful people. That's what we are. We take the JC Tonic. We're in a class of our own, that's for sure.
We're the shiny ones.
Did you have any health issues before we let you go, Sandra? Did you have health issues that you had to contend with, and the tonic helped you get rid of them?
Yes, very early in life, my limbs, I started feeling arthritis in my leg, and I'm not.
That when you were the hard 38.
But that's the only thing I can really think of.
So why did you start drinking it 6 years ago?
I started drinking it because of Willie's testimony.
Aha! You just decided if it did that to him, I'm going to make sure that, isn't that something? That is really, really great.
Yeah. I would have never known about it or thought to purchase it if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, thank God for Willie. He tells all his people about it, and so many of his clients, they've turned their life around completely being on the JC Tonic. We've had a lot of them on this particular success story call on many, many occasions, and he's always sharing it. Every night on his show he shares it. So God bless him.
Well, pass the word out, Sandra, to all your pals on his call that we did this and to listen on in to your story, because it's a really good one and it's going to be very helpful for many, many people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thanks, Sandra. It's really been great. We appreciate it very, very much. We'll let you know when we'll play this, and you bring all your friends and family to listen to you.
I will do. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. God bless you.
Good night.
All right. Night for now. So there you have it again, everybody. Holy moly, what a story. We had one last week with Emmanuel Chester, and now this one with Sandra Brown. And boy, these calls are so important to get out to all the people in your families that are dealing with this terrible cancer thing. Don't know if it's going to work like this with everybody. I'm surprised that it was just a couple of bottles, as I was surprised last week with Emmanuel of the small quantity he was taking. This JC Tonic is really got some power, folks. So maybe it doesn't take that much. We always tell folks to get up to 2, 3, 4 ounces a day to get the body turned around. And it looks like it depends on the body. Some are stronger, some can get turned around more quickly, some need less, some need more. But one thing is sure, and that is this stuff works to repair and regenerate and make a stronger body, bring it back to balance. That's the whole key, folks, balance. And that's what Doc Mowry wrote on our website about the balance. If you can balance your systems, they're going to perform just as when you tune up a fine car. And when it's purring, it'll do what you want it to do. If you don't do the maintenance and don't change the oil and don't look after it, it's not going to perform as well. And that's what happens to the body. And some bodies maybe can turn around and get repaired much more quickly, as these cases, both Sandra and Emmanuel last week. But look, it sure is worth a shot. So all of you who know people who are struggling with this terrible health issue, and others, of course, get them on the JC. I mean, holy cow, what do they have to lose? I keep getting back to that really outstanding remark that a lady said to our longtime member Lenny when she called him and he was struggling with all kinds of health issues. And on the third call, after he hung up twice on her, she only said to him, "What if it works?" And that's what got him. He thought to himself, you know what? What if it works? So use that when you're talking to people who are reluctant to try it. And just tell them simply, look, Mary, look, John, what if it works? Are you not going to take the chance? And that's what these folks did. And that's what everybody in your lives should be doing. But it's up to you to pay it forward. It's up to you to send along these calls so they can hear them and then talk with them. Do what Betty has been doing, talking to people nonstop. And if you think that you're bothering them, just keep talking to them, because you'll bother them to good health if they finally start to drink the JC. And that's what you want to do. And they will be eternally grateful. Watch and see. So don't give up on anybody. Talk them until they can't stand it anymore and say, okay, I'll take it. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just do it, okay? So there we are. Another really great call. We'll get it out in the email ASAP. And look, you see what Betty's doing? 2-3 weeks in a row, she has these wonderful guests. Why don't you all call me and get some guests? You see, this one was also pre-recorded because Sandra was not able to do it on a Sunday night. So all the people in your lives that you're touching with the JC, get them to commit to this, and we'll pre-record it any time of the day, doesn't matter when. And you can be the Betty of that evening. You could introduce them. You could do the work of getting this important information out to everybody. All right? So I'm waiting. Let's get rolling, folks. We need lots of these stories, okay? And thank you very, very much for being here. And once again, boy, what a call. We'll see you next week. Have yourself a grand JC Tonic week. And don't forget, take an ounce and feel the bounce. Bye for now.